Hey everybody, hoping that you're well. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Just dealing with some condo renovations, so I apologize that I've not been online for a few weeks. They had torn up a few rooms. See what we got going on for the collective. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, this is something to do with materialisms. If we're talking about a global aspect, it could be that you need to keep your eyes open in terms of laws that are changing, new legislations that are passing. Not only that, but there will be a new system that is being placed. Although, once we bring in one thing, then the exact opposite also gets created, right? Because that's how it goes. So I'm getting the sense, of course, and as you've seen in the news, that, you know, some are going to be wanting one way of being, and you've got another wanting a different way of being. So, of course, you've probably heard about the splits of worlds and realities at this point in time. There's a shift from the old paradigms of the Pisces era into the new way of being, which is the age of Aquarius. So Pisces, of course, is associated with everything that is hidden. Okay, so you're going to be seeing a lot of things that are brought to the surface, but it's not only just in the world, it's also in your personal lives. Okay, everything that was hidden that did exist is coming to the surface, and the reason for it is because balance needs to come back into play. And unfortunately, a lot of negative energy has taken over, and it could be very well because of the way that, you know, generations haven't healed, and many of us are doing the healing of the generational pain and trauma that's been carried on. But because there's been so much of it, and because you have different energies in the world that are trying to spin their own narratives, a lot of people have been falling for it and adopting what we would call bad things as the norm. So a lot is changing, and you might even see this a lot in your personal lives. So you're going to be seeing a lot of new relationships come into your life. You might even, didn't I just say it, relationships? Can't make it up. You're going to be seeing a lot of change in the people that you surround yourself with, because this is also a time for really connecting with your quote-unquote soul family in the physical. It's also, for some of you, you might be getting married, you might be getting engaged. That's beautiful. But what's crossing this is that a lot of people are starting to come together consciously. And as you see that, you may have some people fall away, whether that be family members, friends, colleagues, whoever it was that, you know, you all kept the peace with and whatnot else. The difference between you and some others at this point in time is going to be very, very prevalent. Okay, you're really going to notice just how misaligned some of you are. But in that same respect, there's no need to be upset, because we never truly lose anyone. It's always the circle of life, and energy is simply it's just simply changes form. It's not destroyed. So the existence of the people that you loved will always be there, but some of them will need to fall away now, because you're growing, and as you ascend, as you learn new things, as you go through different processes of understanding, you know, the world as a whole and the physical existence as a whole, new people are going to be coming in now, because you've completed chapters that no longer are required. Now you're moving on to bigger and better chapters, and what's interesting is you learn something important and you have new experiences. So I'm looking at the center of this pentacle almost as if come through. So I'm getting this feeling like allow these new relationships to transpire. Okay, see what the foundation is. I think we've already, yeah. So you're sitting back and you're waiting, or a lot of people are sitting back waiting right now, waiting for this change, waiting for something to be different, waiting to see how things are going to transform. Some of you have been waiting, so I'm hearing, of course, with lockdowns and everything, some of you have been waiting for 2 years. You've been hoping that things are going to change, anticipating what's going to happen next, and some of you are planning ahead for what may come in the future, okay? So some of you are already tapped into the fact that things are going to be changing substantially, and you might be doing your planning and your foresight in terms of, how do I see my life going forward? How do I see my existence going forward? You know, what is important? What are your values? What happened in the recent past for the collective? Yeah. People have been trapped, and you can see as well the blindfold that's on this lady's, face. This card speaks of being trapped, but many of us don't know that we could free ourselves. In fact, we've tolerated what we've allowed others to make us believe. That, like, an example would be a charming partner, okay? So your partner charms the pants off you. They really make you feel like you're over. It's called love bombing. They make you feel like you're so important and that you're everything, but yet you don't know what's hidden, and you're absolutely shocked when something gets surfaced and you find out that the person wasn't completely honest with you. They pulled the wool over your eyes. But in a sense too, these swords speak to how some of us let it happen on a psychological level, subconscious level. And what I mean by that is sometimes it's like we know that someone isn't good for us, whether it be a friend, lover, family member, but yet we keep them there out of our need and desire for love or a relationship or some kind of benefit from the connection. On a world level, many people are starting to see the deceits of corrupt leaders, okay? They're starting to see corruption on many levels, even to do with, policing systems, health authorities, the wars that are going on. And so many are so shocked because they may have picked a side only to find out that that side they picked, that side was just so good at manipulating people to believe that they were the good ones. So you see this, you're really seeing things come to surface right now in personal relationships as well as out in the world. Keep in mind too, though, that this could have been happening, because it is a process, this could have been happening for a while now. Maybe you're seeing it with a number of people in your life. But the good news is there's a new beginning here. Brand new existence in the physical that you're going to start seeing. What else? Focus. A lot of gossiping, a lot of lies. What did I tell you? And I think it's really shocking right now because a lot of you are focused and you've seen a lot of lies, but we're coming out of it. It's like all of this, I'm seeing termites running out of wood. It's almost like something got dropped on them and they're all running out. Or like an anthill. It's like the anthill was, was bumped, and then all of a sudden all the ants come running out from the earth, and you see just how many of them there are. So I think that, in your quests for truth and knowledge, you're really finding just how negative a lot of people have fallen into, negative patterns. And it's because they've made money and materialism their god, right? But as you see this is good because it's also cleansing. Yeah, there it is. They emotionally, there's a lot of people as well that preyed on emotion to get what they want. What do I mean by this? It's like there are a lot of dark energies out there that will look at the fact that you are loving and caring and nurturing, and they will prey on that. And they know how to do it. They know what you need. They can see right through you. So they'll give you everything that you think you need, but yet actually have an ulterior motive behind the scenes, which is what they're getting from you. So yes, it's painful, but that's why it's painful, is because it's called growing pains. So a lot of you are seeing a lot of things, but despite it surfacing, it has to, because it needs to be cleaned and it needs to be replaced. The energy needs to be changed. So in the future here, some of you, I'm getting a sense that some of you may really struggle with the changes that are happening. You may not want to accept or admit that, you know, this kind of deception is going on, aka denial. That also is that card in energy. You may struggle a bit with denial because, again, there's something that you're getting from a bad connection or a negative connection that is serving you in some way. So whether that be, you know, people who stay for money, even though it's a garbage relationship and they're treated emotionally and psychologically unwell by the other partner. They'll stay because, say, you know, they get the nice home, they get the nice car, or maybe they're staying for the kids, right? They don't want to disrupt that. But at the end of the day, what I'm seeing is some of you may struggle, and that's going to be, you know, the life you choose. You may choose to stay where you're at. Others of you who have been on this journey, you're actually going to emerge and really see things crystal clear. And this journey that you've been on and finding out the truth and whatnot else is going to be bringing you to, you'll be walking into this new beginning. Okay? So with free will, you have the choice. What are you willing to accept versus what are you not? In your energy, the energy of the collective, we've got Gemini in reverse. So we've got the Lovers in reverse, which means, again, you're seeing a change, like I had mentioned earlier. There's something here about values being misaligned, whether it's your own values or whether it's the values of your environment and the people in it. There is a misalignment. And because of that, you're seeing this discord and this parting of connections and relationships. But again, this has to happen. This has to happen because some of you are at a point where you're like, I'm done with the patterns that I have endured for this long. Others of you, you're not ready to change that. Some people find it comfortable to stay where they're at, even if things are bad. Okay? But yeah, many of you are seeing, Spirit is showing you the misalignments here. And it's up to you really what you're going to choose to do with that. Here it is. What did I tell you? The things that were hidden. Wow. You can't make this up. So the High Priestess, the High Priestess, when she shows up upright, is sitting in front of the veil. And there's all this stuff going on behind the veil that nobody sees. And she holds the answer to it, secret keeper. But because it's showing up in reverse, like I said, it's all coming to light. The veil has been dropped, and now everything that has been hidden is coming to light because it's the end of Pisces season, okay? The end of Pisces era. And not only Pisces era, of course, like, yeah, Pisces season, because it just was. So everything that's been hidden is coming to light. And this gives us that opportunity, because everything is choice. It gives us that opportunity to stay where we're at and continue to accept our lot, or we do the difficult work of making that change and manifesting what it is that we want in our lives. This is the foundation. Many of us are wanting a change. We're wanting a new life. We want to turn our backs on the way that things have been. Institutions, capitalism. Many people are turning to spirituality because that's been a huge component that's been missing, because we've been so focused on this material life, thinking that it makes us happy. We've all been wanting that happy ever after, but we haven't been taking or balancing in all of the elements, okay? And all of the elements would be your wands, which is actions. How do actions affect you? How do the people you surround yourself with, how do their actions affect you? Is it in a positive or negative way? How do their thoughts and communications affect you? Is it in a positive or negative way? How do they treat you emotionally? Is it in a positive or negative way? How do they treat you in terms of compensation, say at work and such like that? Is it in a positive or negative way? There's a lot of rebalancing coming here. And this is a good thing for those that are willing to step out of a comfort zone and say, no, we're done. We're changing this. Some of you will only be focused on yourself, but do understand that when you only focus on how things affect yourself, then you're setting in motion possible negative consequences for others. And whether we like to admit it or not, we live with others. We have to learn to cohabitate and share this world. But many won't do that. They'll be all about themselves still. So that's where we have to make that choice. What do we want to bring forward in life? Do we want a community? Do we want to get to that point where we can get along, align values, find some common ground, and work for the greater good? And if so, that is the world you're creating. For those of you that are still only into yourself and how, you know, things affect you only, that's fine, but do understand that you will continue to have negative relationships or relationships that don't serve you very well. And again, it's your choice. What do you want to do with that? What is the advice here, please, Spirit? I'm getting a sense like people are looking for advice. I'm hearing a lot that want the change, that don't want to stay stuck, are trying to figure out how. There we go. Nurturing each other. Queen of Pentacles. The advice is being sure that you take care of yourself, but also being able to take care of others. So put yourself first in terms of just making sure you have what you need, but also with all these flowers and everything around, share. Okay, this is about being a good hostess. This is about being able to balance everything and to share wealth and to be loving and nurturing, but not only to the self, but others. And that's why you see that abundance that is around the individual in this card, right? It's about nurturing for the common good. And I look at all that land back there, all of that land. I'm hearing a lot of sharing is going to be happening in the near future. And for those that might be afraid that we're going to be in a lack situation, like especially because of food prices and whatnot else, we have to realize that a lot of us have gained a lot of materials. We've gained a lot of material wealth. We have resources, and I'm getting this beautiful sense of a lot of people are going to be sharing. But again, that's moving towards the new world, like more humanitarian, on a more global scale. But there will still be those who will only take care of themselves. But do realize that if you choose to only take care of yourself, then those, you know, when you may need help, they might turn against you because you weren't there for them. Okay? So we do need each other. But for those that don't think you need each other and don't have to care about others, well, okay. But for whatever is coming here, especially if there's going to be food shortages like they're talking about, or, you know, needing to plan ahead, maybe if the banks close down, there might be a bartering system. So it's very important that we look at what we're creating. Okay? Final possible outcome. There it is. There's that choice. Many of you are at that point right now, and this is about what it is that you want to see in the world. So you've got the Two Pentacles. You've gone from the Ace of the creation and the idea, meaning we're all at this point. What do we want to see? And the Two of Pentacles is making that decision about what we want to see manifest in the world. Okay? So I've pretty much explained it, and basically Spirit is saying maybe it's a good time to sit down and do some self-reflection right now. Really look at yourself. You have no reason to feel bad. Maybe you weren't raised, maybe you were an only child, and maybe you weren't raised to have to consider the needs of others. All right? We're at this point where we have to do this inner work for those that haven't done it. But if they don't want to, again, that's okay. Stay stuck. It's your choice, right? But because some people, sorry, I know I'm kind of jumping around here, but some people are actually okay with negative influences in their lives. Some people don't know any different, and that's why they don't change. Do we get mad at them for that? No. We just have to move on and find the ones that do match our value systems. So there's going to be a lot of decisions. Things are being rebalanced, but the good news is it's going to be rebalanced on all levels, okay? And there it is, because we're getting to the truth of what it is and the decisions that we have to make for ourselves. Let's get a postcard from Spirit for everybody. And then I'll close this out. Dear you are in such good shape right now that we're all doing a happy dance. In this moment, you have the power to make a choice to get with Spirit and co-create a miracle. Are you kidding me? You may wonder where this is all going, but if you want to manifest your desires for the highest good, you need to stay focused on the now. All power is in the present moment. Ask yourself, what are your dominant thoughts now? What beliefs are you motivated by? Do you have clarity right now? How is your conscious contact with the divine? Are you plugged in, or are you trying to do life all by your small self? Get rid of negative energy now. Resentments be gone. What did I say? Don't get mad at others for how they choose it. Let it be. Forgiveness and love enter, please. You can do your life beautifully and create your most powerful future right here, right now, in this moment. Aren't you thrilled to know you have a huge sharing section over here? Love and hugs always. That's amazing. All right, you guys, leave your comments. Let me know how you're all doing. I miss you all. And thanks again, as always, for being here. So much love. Bye.